Hey, listen, bro, I talked about this before, and I'm going to talk about it again. Stephen A. Smith used to be somebody who once used to inspire me tremendously. He used to inspire me tremendously because he's the type of person that spoke with, an African-American vernacular. He spoke in Ebonics in a sense, but still spoke in a very intelligent way. He made me proud of being a person who wanted to do commentary without speaking like a white person. He made me proud of that. And now, because he speaks so intelligibly, so articulate, but he still sounds like a black man from Harlem. I like that. And I always wanted to maintain my authenticity, even though I'm college educated and everything like that, but still be representative of where I'm from. And even though he has inspired me, his character, sometimes something about his character, it frustrates me, bro. He is, in my opinion, he's a panderer. When Donald Trump was running for president, before Donald Trump won, and I can respect that. He was pro Kamala. He had everything negative to say about Trump and stuff like that.
These are the two candidates that we've got to work with. And when you bring up issues in terms of character or in terms of being truthful or whatever, let me tell you something right now. Right. You can bring a whole bunch of Republicans and I'll be cool with it. You can't bring up Trump to make a case against somebody else using those arguments. You can't do that.
Look, you know what? I'm predicting that privately you're going to vote for Trump.
Oh, never. Never. And I told you I'm on the record. I'd have voted almost for any Republican but him.
I can respect it because that's his personal opinion. But now that Trump won, all of a sudden, he trying to switch sides and stuff like that. And now he wants to switch sides. Now he's seeing everything wrong with the Democrats and things like that.
My big issue is that I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. And now here we are yet again finding even more evidence to Donald Trump's claims when he articulated that the process is rigged. You know what I'm getting to the Democratic Party? You know what I'm getting really pissed off about? I'm getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right.
Bro, that's corny, bro. Stand on business. If you want to rock with them, you stand on business. How can I trust anybody like that? You just watching your pockets. Whatever's the most popular, you're going to go that route. And he be talking about he's an activist and these types of things. He's an activist. Bro, you ain't no activist because an activist stands on business, whether it's consequences or whether there's reward. One thing about an activist, they're going to stand on business regardless of people like them or not because that's what they truly believe in. As much criticism as he has about the Democratic Party right now, you would think that he was a Republican for the past 20 years. You would have thought he was a conservative.
I looked at Obama, former President Barack Obama, my president, who I admire and revere, and watched him talk to black men like that and accuse us of misogynistic tendencies because we may not be supporting Kamala Harris. How come it couldn't be her policies? We supported Hillary Rodham Clinton. Sick of it. Sick of the Democrats walking around like they have such a higher moral compass.
The way he be talking about the Democrats and stuff like that. The reason why this frustrates me because I know that if Kamala Harris would have won, he would have still been saying crazy stuff about Trump. I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact, but I know for a fact.
So, Stephen A., what is the play in your mind to question whether or not Harris is black?
He wants to make sure that he's showing them in the presence of others, he's not going to deviate from who they know him to be. He's going to be somebody that can be insulting, petulant, immature, and with a penchant, if not a proclivity, flat-out proclivity of getting in his own way. The minute we go out there and say, look at how he spoke to the black journalist, you're going to have supporters showing up and showing how he spoke to a white male, a white female, an Asian American, a Latino,
100%.
or a Latina, et cetera, to point out those things. And then that dilutes the case against him in that regard. Let's just call it what it is. It's immature, it's unpresidential, it's divisive, it's the kind of thing, it's the kind of reasons a lot of us don't want him to be the next president of the United States because we know we're in desperate need of this country galvanizing and coming together, and he doesn't seem to be a galvanizing force.
He still works for the networks, which means that his opinions, he's not totally free to really say what he wants to. He has the gift of gab. He's very articulate. He's very entertaining to listen to, but he's not free enough to really speak what he really thinks, or he might get laid off at his job. He's a traditional media personality. So he's thinking about, he's not even realizing that he is talented enough and skilled enough, because he's been doing it for so long, to do it to do content independently. You can see him he got his own YouTube channel and things like that, but he still works he works for a big company. You already know, I ain't even gonna say it. And that entity probably owns the rights to his content and everything like that. Or maybe he is independent. I hope he is. Maybe he's transitioning to be independent. I just can't rock with people who switch up. And in sports, we call that, of course, you know, we call that bandwagon. We call that bandwagon players and things like that. Bandwagon players. When people switch up their team, whoever wins, that's the team, that's their team. That's Stephen A. Smith. Now, he's not like that in sports. But when it comes to politics, it's like I seen a new side of him. Like, he used to be switching up. It's so much easier to say what other people like and be fake than to be authentic. Because when you're authentic, there's going to be people who disagree with you. You might get, there's cancel culture and stuff like that. It's just so much easier to be inauthentic. But at the end of the day, how's that going to make you feel about yourself? Yeah, you got the check, you got the money and everything like that, but was it worth it? Was it even worth it? Was it worth it? Knowing that you lying to yourself and everybody else. Instead of Stephen A. Smith, they did to call him Stephen A. Switch. Because he switched to whatever is going to benefit him at that moment.